Hi, my name is Nathan, and I'm a full-time car enthusiast. Now, in the nature of being a car enthusiast and owning shit cars, you spend a lot of time at the wreckers. Now, there are wrecking yards all over the world, but I seem to think that Australia, specifically Melbourne, have the best wreckers in the whole world, and I'm about to show you why. If you can't figure out where I am, I'll give you a bit of a clue. This is an automotive wreckers. More specifically, I'm currently in Melbourne, where I reside and live. This is Jolly's in Dandenong. You know, every time I come to a wreckers, I'm always here for a reason. I'm the type of guy that always gets distracted and it can never just come here and have a look at all the specimens and vehicles that reside here. So I've come here just to have a look and see what kind of cars you can find at an Australian wreckers and why I think, in my opinion, Australian wreckers are the best. Now, the first point I'd like to make about Australian wreckers is that obviously back in the day, Australia itself used to make our own cars. So like Falcons, Commodores, Magnas, even some Camrys. One thing you'll find here are lots and lots of AU Falcons, BA, BF, FG, VT Commodores, VE Commodores, especially VE Commodores. I've walked past a few of them, trying to find one to show you guys. Here we go, VX Commodore, if I'm not mistaken. This is probably the most commonly equipped VT Commodore. Has the 4-speed 4L60E and the Ecotec, the 3.8, the Mang Mang, as everyone knows. And here we have another one, and another one. Some of you Ford enthusiasts might know what this is. It's an FG Falcon. I believe this is a base model, but this is an FG, which you can plastic inlet manifold. This is the legendary Barra. Now, just sitting here, probably about a $200 engine, right? But when you export them to the US, people pay like $2,000 or $3,000 for those engines. And here, they're just everywhere. I think Australia has the upper hand on this part because not only did we get LSs here, but we also got Barras. I think that we're better than America in that sense. Options in engines. But here we have, if I'm not mistaken, an XG Ute. I believe it's an S-Pack as well because it's got this red pinstriping here. But this looked to be a 4-speed column shift car. No AC. Alright guys, this is a pretty big deal for me. I've just found an Intex swapped, I think EB or ED Falcon. I think it's an EB because it has the EB crossmember. But look at this. There's an Intex sitting in here. These never came with Intex. They always came with either the Crossfire, the 3.9, the previous motor to the Intex, the SOC, which is basically the same thing but a little bit different. But this literally has an Intex. So someone's modified the sump on this. They've cut those little fins off to fit it into this car. So this is pretty cool, I reckon. It's not common that you find an Intex swapped EB at a wreckers. Okay, I'm getting pretty distracted with Fords because obviously I love my Fords. Let me give you guys some information that you might not know. I'm actually a qualified Audi mechanic. And I've just found this 8T A5. So this is a 2-door A4 basically. Complete piles of junk. I hate these cars. I hated working on them. These came with 1.8 litres, 2 litres, 2-litre turbo diesel, 3-litre V6 turbo diesel, and then obviously the S5 and the RS5's 07 to 2014 generation crap cars. But would you look at this? This is a car that America never got. It's a 90 series Land Cruiser Prado. My dad owns a 120 series, which is the one after this, but this looks like an RV6. So it came with a 3.4 litre 5VZ FE, which is basically just a massive chunk of iron that rotates very slowly, doesn't make a whole lot of power. Sitting across from this, I just noticed an 80 series Land Cruiser, which my dad also owns. And I did not expect to find this at a junkyard. Pretty rare. I've never seen one of these at a junkyard. Usually they're completely like stripped apart on Facebook Marketplace. This is a 4.5 litre 1FZ FE, one of the best motors ever made, I reckon. Oh, and right next to this is a bit of a unicorn car. America also never got these, or a lot of other countries actually didn't get these. This is a Proton Jumbuck, which is basically a CE Lancer. They only came in a 5-speed manual, and they're a ute. Front wheel drive ute. Really weird. I'm going to try and restrict myself from talking about Fords, but this is an AU long neck. It's a wagon. Wagons are different because they have leaf spring rear suspension rather than coils. And of course there's a massive puddle of oil underneath it, because of course there is. It's an AU. Continuing on, we're going to talk about my least favorite vehicle ever made, the VE Omega. If you own one of these, you probably know nothing about cars and you think, oh, just because these came with LS's, it means that you're fully sick, you know? You've got a 3-litre V6, put a straight pipe on it, and then you realize that as soon as you floor it, the timing chains are going to fly out. Fuck you. I hate Omegas. And B7 Audi A4s. F these things as well. Timing chain probably snapped on this too. Here is a car that America got, and America got a lot of them because America, their population is quite large. People movers like this Chrysler Grand Voyager were very popular, and I actually have a bit of history with this car. My uncle had one and I thought it was the sickest thing, right? My dad only owned SUVs, and this was like the only normal car I ever went in for, like my mum got a new car or whatever, right? And this thing was very nice. It had, what, 8 seats? His one had leather. All the seats were heated as well. It was fucking sick. I remember on a very hot day like today, we were driving along with my cousin and the AC compressor locked up in it, almost caught the motor on fire because the belt was still spinning. That was very memorable. Full vehicles, but I had some fun memories. I reckon a Wreckers is one of my favorite places ever because it's so peaceful, especially when you go when everyone's at work. I don't have like a conventional day job anymore, so it's kind of nice just being able to walk through here and look at all the cars. And you just got to think, right? All these cars that you see, these all were owned by families, people, maybe car enthusiasts, doctors, lawyers. Look at this Magna. It was probably owned by some really nice old granny that looked after it, and now it's on the Wreckers. I mean, look at these pillarless windows and the interior as well. It smells brand new. It's even got cruise control. These Magnas are interesting vehicles. I'm pretty sure the only countries that got these cars were Australia and possibly New Zealand, but I think they were called something else in New Zealand. I think they were called Gallants or Legnums. And these came with a couple of different engine options. I think they came with a 3.5 litre and a 3.8 litre. Both of these engines go forever. Look at this thing. This is a EF Fairmont. Now, if you guys obviously might know, I have an EF XR6. I think they're also really nice. They come with a lot of the standard features that you can only get if you like optioned up to an XR. So like this thing has like a factory fitted alarm. It's got cruise, it's got climate control and stuff like that. And this one looks like it was owned by some geriatrics by the look of it. I think I stand corrected on the my least favorite vehicle ever. This is called a Holden Captiva. Absolutely horrible vehicle. Like when you think of an NPC, this is what they drive. And more specifically, the diesel one, where they blow up and they catch fire. I need to walk away. Now look at this beast. I've actually made a video on one of these before. My mate Ollie, he has a Getz. They're very reliable. You can boost them and they're really fun to drive. They make no power, no torque, but that means you will never break the speed limit. Look at this. It even has a detachable door panel. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That concludes our mission to the Wreckers. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave some feedback in the comments because I like making these videos. There might be some Wreckers videos in the future. But anyway guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.